It was 2:47 a.m. when I woke up. Not slowly. Not naturally. Suddenly. Like something had whispered my name in my ear. I opened my eyes. My bedroom was dark. My apartment was silent. Too silent. I live alone. Always have. I've always felt safe in my own space. Until that night. I heard it first as a faint creak. Barely audible, but my brain caught it immediately. Footsteps. Slow, measured. Coming from the back of my apartment, the one corner I always avoided. I told myself, it's the building. Old floors creak. You're imagining it. But then came the second sound. Closer. Right outside my door. I froze. My heart raced. My hands trembled. The doorknob didn't move. The room was locked. But the footsteps? They were here. They existed. Then I heard breathing. Not mine. Calm. Deep. Steady. Waiting. I didn't move. I couldn't. For what felt like hours, I sat on my bed, staring at the corner of the room where the sound had come from. My mind raced. What if someone is inside? What if this isn't human? Then I heard my own name. Soft. Low. From behind the bedroom door. I wanted to scream, but no sound came out. My body refused. I reached for my phone. Tried to call the police. Tried to text a friend. Nothing worked. No signal. Phone dead. I don't know why, but I forced myself to get up. Slowly, silently. Every step toward the door felt heavier than the last. I grabbed the handle. It didn't move. But the voice came again, closer this time. Clear. My own voice, saying something I didn't remember saying. You shouldn't be awake. I stumbled back. My breath caught in my throat. I backed into the corner of the room. Every shadow suddenly felt alive. Watching. Waiting. Then it stopped. Silence. I don't know how I slept after that night. I don't know how I survived the hours before morning. But I woke up to sunlight. And I told myself, it was a nightmare. Just a dream. I was wrong. Because when I returned that evening, the back corner of my room had scratches on the wall. Fresh. Long, uneven. They weren't there before. And that's when I realized. I wasn't alone. Not that night. Not ever. I didn't sleep the next night. I tried. I lay on my bed with the lights on, eyes wide open, pretending the scratches on the wall didn't exist. I kept telling myself someone must have broken in. Maybe a drunk neighbor. Maybe stress made me imagine the voice. But deep down, I knew that wasn't true. Because scratches don't appear in places you never touch. The corner of the room felt wrong. Not dark, heavy. Like the air itself was thicker there. Sound behaved differently around it. When I snapped my fingers near that corner, the echo didn't return properly. It felt swallowed. At exactly 2:47 a.m., my phone vibrated. No notification. No message. Just one short vibration. My screen lit up on its own. A voice memo was open. Recording. I hadn't pressed anything. I stared at the timer counting upward, 00:06. 00:07. 008, until it stopped by itself. The file saved automatically. I didn't listen to it. Not then. I couldn't. The next morning, I asked my neighbor if he'd heard anything strange the night before. He looked confused. Then uncomfortable. He said, "You were talking." I laughed. Told him I live alone. He shook his head. "No. I heard two voices. One was yours. The other sounded like it was learning." That sentence stayed with me all day. That evening, I noticed something new. The scratches on the wall were deeper, longer. Like something had pressed harder while I was gone. I decided to record myself sleeping. Just audio. Proof that I wasn't losing my mind. At 2:30 a.m. I placed my phone on the desk, hit record, and lay down. I kept my eyes open as long as I could. At 2:47 a.m. the room changed. Not visually. Emotionally. Pressure filled my chest. My ears rang. I couldn't move, not even my fingers. Sleep paralysis, I thought. Then I heard footsteps. Inside the room. Slow. Barefoot. Wet. They stopped near the corner. Breathing followed. Right next to me. Then the voice came, not whispered, not loud, perfectly calm. You listen very well. I passed out. In the morning, the recording was still there. 33 minutes long. I played it. For the first 20 minutes, it was just silence and my breathing. Then, movement. A second set of breaths. Then my voice, slow, wrong, empty, speaking words I don't remember saying. I will tell them. A pause. Then another voice, deeper, closer to the mic. Yes. You will. The file ended with one sound. A finger tapping the microphone. Once. I moved out that week. New place. New room. No corners like that one. I thought it was over. Until the first night. When I heard breathing again. From a corner that wasn't there before. The new apartment was brighter. Cleaner. No dark corners. I chose it on purpose. I didn't unpack everything. I told myself I'd leave again if I had to. I kept the lights on at night. I avoided silence. I slept with the TV playing low, meaningless noise. For 3 days, nothing happened. On the fourth night, I came home late. That's when I noticed the chair. I don't own a chair like that. It was wooden. Old. Placed neatly in the corner of the living room, facing the wall. Not touching anything. Not blocking my path. Just, waiting. I stood there for a full minute, key still in my hand, listening. No sound. I checked the locks. The windows. Everything was secure. No signs of a break-in. I told myself the landlord must have left it. I moved the chair into the hallway closet and closed the door. At 2:47 a.m. I woke up sitting upright. The TV was off. The room was silent. The chair was back. Same position. Same corner. Facing the wall. This time, there were scratches on the floor beneath it. Long lines. Like it had been dragged slowly. I didn't touch it again. Instead, I installed a small camera facing the living room. The next morning, I checked the footage. From 2:46 a.m. to 2:49 a.m. the video skipped. Not frozen. Not corrupted. Missing. 3 minutes gone. That night, I heard something new. Not footsteps. Instructions. A voice, soft, patient, coming from the corner. Sit. I covered my ears. The voice continued, perfectly clear. You already know how. My body reacted before my mind did. I stood up. I walked toward the chair. Every step felt wrong, like moving against deep water. My heart was pounding. My vision blurred. I stopped inches away. The voice changed. Disappointed. That's fine. You're learning slowly. I didn't sleep again. The next day, I noticed marks on my arms. Thin red lines. Finger-shaped. Not bruises. Pressure marks. Like something had tested how hard it needed to hold me. That evening, my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered. I heard myself breathing. Not live. Recorded. Then the call ended. When I checked my sent files, there was an audio message sent to a contact I didn't recognize. Timestamp, 2:47 a.m. Message length, 12 seconds. I played it once. My voice said, "I can feel where you stand." I deleted it. That night, the chair was closer to my bedroom door. Still facing the wall. Still waiting. And for the first time, I realized something worse than being followed. It wasn't copying me anymore. It was training me. I stopped pretending I was in control. I didn't move the chair anymore. I didn't cover the corners. I followed routines exactly as I always had, same lights, same sounds, same path through the apartment. That's when I noticed something terrifying. The apartment was responding. Lights flickered only when I entered certain rooms. Doors closed more slowly at night, like they wanted me to notice. The air felt warmer near the corners, colder everywhere else. At 2:47 a.m. I was awake. Sitting on my bed. Waiting. The voice came sooner than usual. "You're improving," I whispered back before I could stop myself. At what? Silence. Then, at staying. The chair was no longer in the living room. It was inside my bedroom. Near the door. Facing me. I didn't scream. I didn't run. I watched as the shadow behind the chair stretched, thin, wrong, bending in directions shadows shouldn't. The voice spoke again, closer now. "There are rules." I held my breath. "You already broke the first one." My stomach dropped. "What rule?" I asked. The chair creaked. "You recorded." The lights went out. Complete darkness. I felt pressure on my shoulders. Not hands, weight. Like something leaning in without touching skin. Another rule followed, whispered directly into my ear. "Don't ask questions." I wanted to cry. I wanted to beg. Instead, I nodded. The pressure lifted. When the lights returned, the chair was gone. In its place, scratches covered the wall. Not random this time. They formed a shape. A doorway. I backed away, shaking. That night, I dreamed of sitting in that chair. Of facing the wall. Of feeling something sit behind me and breathe into my neck. When I woke up, my legs were sore. Like I had been sitting for a very long time. The camera footage showed me leaving my bed at 2:46 a.m. walking calmly. Sitting down. Facing the wall. For 13 minutes. Perfectly still. At the end of the footage, something leaned into frame. Not a body. A gap. Like a place where a person should be. And then, my voice, flat, obedient, said one sentence, "I understand the rules now." I stopped checking the camera after that night. Not because I was scared of what I'd see, but because I already knew. The rules were simple once you stopped fighting them. Sleep when it allows you. Don't record. Don't speak first. And most importantly, don't leave. I tried once. At 2:30 a.m. I packed a bag and opened the front door. The hallway outside wasn't dark. It wasn't broken. It was just wrong. Longer than it should be. The lights didn't flicker. They leaned. I took one step out. Behind me, the voice spoke calmly. "You forgot the last rule." I turned. The chair was back. In the doorway, blocking the exit. Facing away from me. I understood. Leaving wasn't against the rules. Leaving unfinished was. That night, I finally sat. Not because I was told to. Because it felt expected. The wall in front of me was blank. No scratches. No marks. Then I felt it sit behind me. Not touching. Not breathing. Just present. And suddenly, memories that weren't mine started surfacing. Rooms. Other people. Other voices telling other stories. All of them starting the same way. I live alone. I heard something. I thought it was a dream. The voice spoke one last time, softer than ever. You don't disappear, it said. You continue. I woke up in my bed. Morning light. Normal sounds. Normal world. No chair. No scratches. No corner. Everything was gone. Except one thing. My phone. There was a file saved at 2:47 a.m. title, final part. I don't remember recording it. But you're listening to it now. That means it worked. And if you felt uneasy at any point, if you checked your room, if you noticed the silence after my voice stopped, then it knows where you are. Not because you believe the story, but because you listened until the end.